This is Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. Here's your host, Mark News.
Good morning. I'm Mark News. Thanks so much for joining us today on Columbus Concerns. We're going to talk about the Heart Association, the American Heart Association of Central Ohio. And with us is Breanne Ballard, who is their communications director. Also from North American Broadcasting, here we have Emily Taylor, who is on the morning show on our country station, Maverick 103.9. And thanks so much for both of you being here today.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Breanne, it's a special time right now for the American Heart Association. Tell us about it.
Oh, it is our month. It is American Heart Month, and there's so much going on. We really kick off the month with Wear Red Day, the first Friday of the month every year in Columbus. We hold our Columbus Go Red for Women luncheon during the month of February, and all month long we are talking about bystander CPR, heart health risk factors, prevention, and all the things we can do to keep our heart healthy, because heart disease is the number one killer of Americans and Central Ohioans.
And Go Red for Women, right?
Yeah, Go Red for Women. Heart disease is the number one killer of women, claiming the lives of 1 in 3, which is more than all forms of cancer combined.
And Emily, tell us how you're involved.
Oh, okay. Well, I've supported the American Heart Association since I was 15 because I lost my dad to a heart attack. He had many before, too. So it's just been a passion of mine to be as involved as I can. And then the Heart Association reached out and asked me to be a Woman of Impact this year as one of the nominees, which will be a 9-week campaign that kicks off Friday on Go Red Day. I'm very honored. I cannot say that enough. And to raise awareness and critical funds to benefit the American Heart Association. So I get to represent North American Broadcasting. I'm very happy.
Well, Breanne, before we go any further, how can people get more information about the Heart Association?
Sure. Heart.org/Ohio. You'll find, if you scroll down just a little bit, there's a Columbus section. You can click on there and find out all the great things happening in our Central Ohio footprint. And of course, you can find us on social media at American Heart Ohio.
When we talk about the Go Red for Women campaign, I know that in past years, we've had a lot of people on the show talking about the fact that sometimes heart problems are not diagnosed in women the same as they are in men. Could you talk a little bit about that and what the Heart Association does to try to increase awareness?
Sure. It's honestly the whole reason Go Red for Women was launched in 2004. So we're looking at year 22 years this year, right? But yeah, heart disease can present differently in women. Women are underrepresented in research. So we're not figuring out and getting to the root of why women are impacted differently. We're getting there. We know women face unique risk factors such as pregnancy, menopause. There's a lot of different factors that play into increasing their risk. And then additionally, very often women will experience different warning signs and symptoms of a heart attack than what men do.
Well, what do you want women to know about heart health?
So the first thing I would say is, while it claims the lives of 1 in 3, the majority of cardiac and stroke events can be prevented. And listen, I know it's easier said than done, right? Like, we know you should move a little more, you should eat a little healthier, you shouldn't smoke, maybe limit the alcohol, get your sleep. Like, right? Tell a woman to get sleep and you're like, okay, find me the hours. Like, I get it. We know it's hard. But if you're doing what we call our Life's Essential 8, you can dramatically reduce your risk. Now, on the other side, there's things you can't control. You can't control your family history. You can't control your age. You can't control your gender. But being aware of all of those things and knowing your numbers, knowing where your health is at, is critical, as well as listening to your body. The number of women I have come across in my 20 years at the Heart Association who have brushed off symptoms because it's stress, or I'm too busy to get to the doctor. I've got this for my kids and this for my husband and this for my parents, and I've got this for work. Like, women tend to put themselves on their to-do list last, at the bottom, if they even make it. So I would say self-care is not selfish. You can't take care of the things in your life that you love and the people that you love if you're not taking care of yourself first.
And Emily, talk a little bit about your campaign and what you're trying to do.
I am trying to raise money to benefit the American Heart Association just by spreading awareness. One of the things that actually shocked me was after you have a baby, postpartum heart attacks. Did not even know that was really a thing until I got more involved with the Heart Association. And obviously it happens to young women in their 30s, or earlier than that. And that's information I feel like everyone should know. So anything I can do to just spread information and help women and help anyone really just have some more years on their life and take care of their heart.
And Breanne, if somebody gives to the American Heart Association, talk about how the funds are used.
Absolutely. So we definitely invest in life-saving research. We're very fortunate to have, I think right now we're sitting at about 18 or 19 million in active research currently funded just in Columbus, Ohio alone. And we're investing research like that across the country. We invest in the best research anywhere to save lives everywhere. So it's definitely going to research. It's going to community education and awareness programs, advocacy efforts, teaching hands-only CPR throughout our community. So it's really, educating the science community and educating the lay community and giving both of those communities the tools and resources they need to help save more lives.
In addition to the Go Red for Women campaign, being Heart Month, you also have other activities. But there's a theme for Heart Month this year. Talk a little bit about that and what you're trying to get across there.
Sure. So the theme is you are the first responder until help arrives. And what that means is anybody can step in and save a life during a cardiac emergency, and we need people to. The sad reality is 9 out of 10 people that suffer cardiac arrest outside of the hospital won't survive. But we know when CPR, bystander CPR, which we're talking, call 911, push hard and fast in the center of the chest. There's no rescue breathing. You don't have to know what to do. You just really, truly have to try your best and do something. We know when bystander CPR, immediate bystander CPR is used, you can double or triple a victim's chance of survival. So our goal is to double the survival rate from cardiac arrest by 2030.
Call 911 first.
Call 911.
Yeah.
Push hard and fast in the center of the chest. I will add too, if you have other people around you, ask somebody if you're in a public place to go find an AED if you can.
How important and how prevalent are the defibrillators in public places now?
Well, in large part, thanks to the American Heart Association, they are in so many places. Our advocacy efforts passed recently legislation that requires that all schools, places of physical activity have AEDs in place for cardiac emergencies. So you're going to find them in most public places, recreation centers, airports, first responders all have them. And that's in great part due to the advocacy efforts championed by the American Heart Association.
Talk a little bit about the website, if you would. What's on there that is interesting that people can use?
Absolutely. So if you go to heart.org/Ohio, you're going to learn a little bit more about our work and what we're doing here in Central Ohio. If you go to heart.org, you can find literally anything and everything you need to live a healthier life. I'm talking healthy recipes, tips on getting better sleep, tips on not smoking, understanding your blood pressure, knowing your cholesterol, stress management. I mean, if it can touch or improve your overall health and well-being, you can find it at heart.org.
How does heart health stack up in Central Ohio as compared to the rest of the country?
So sadly, it is our number one killer too. And just recently with our statistical update, I want to talk a little bit about stroke because we're talking about heart disease, but cardiovascular diseases across the board. Stroke has moved up from the number 5 killer to the number 4 killer as of our most recent statistical update just a few weeks ago. So it is incredibly prevalent. It's our number one killer right here in Central Ohio.
Talk a little bit about how the Heart Association interacts with the medical community.
So this is really cool. A lot of people probably don't realize and know that American Heart Association funded research is what writes the guidelines of care for anybody that is treated for cardiovascular and disease, whether that's heart disease, stroke. And we have different programs in place that hospitals can participate in and where they get recognized for the different levels of care, how many of those boxes they're checking, where they're following these guidelines of care. So the American Heart Association really sets the standard if you have any form of heart disease or stroke. we're setting that standard of care to help improve patient outcomes.
We're talking about Heart Month with Breanne Ballard, who is with the American Heart Association of Central Ohio. She is their communication director. Also from here at North American Broadcasting, we have Emily Taylor with us as well, who's working with the Go Red for Women campaign. Emily, I'm sure that you have a painful memory, and that has really spurred you to work with the Heart Association. I imagine that's probably a common theme for a lot of people. Everybody knows someone who's had a heart attack or someone who's died from a heart attack even. So it's probably one of the things that spurred you into helping out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And also high blood pressure, which you guys focus on, and then stroke too as well. I feel like everyone has been affected some way by everything the Heart Association represents. So anything, again, I can do to help and provide resources and awareness and raise funds to benefit and help, research keep going.
And I imagine that you've heard a lot of stories too about the people who volunteer and help out with the Heart Association.
Oh, the number of stories I have heard I've been with the Heart Association for a little over 20 years. The number of stories I have heard are just so incredible. We'll be sharing 3 more local stories this month at our Go Red for Women luncheon, and we can't wait to share those with the community.
Again, the website address for people who have more questions.
Sure, heart.org/Ohio or just heart.org.
I imagine everyone would think to themselves, well, if I have chest pains, I better go get them checked out, that kind of thing. What are some of the symptoms of heart disease or heart trouble that maybe people don't think about?
Sure. So I would say, we'll talk a little bit about how symptoms can be different in women. I've heard physicians say there's more that men and women have in common as far as experiencing symptoms, but women do experience different symptoms. And some of those things can include extreme fatigue, which again, right? Like what woman isn't like, I'm so tired. But really it's what's different about my fatigue today or now or when I walked up these stairs than it was before. When that extreme fatigue sets in, neck, shoulder, jaw pain can all be signs. In fact, we're going to tell a story at the Go Red Luncheon here on the 12th about a woman who experienced those, typical for women, but different in women, atypical warning signs with some neck and shoulder pain, nausea, vomiting. Those can all be signs of heart attack in women. And
if you go to just your regular physician, obviously he's not going to be able to tell anything unless you talk about what you're experiencing.
Absolutely. You have to listen to your body, and you have to advocate for yourself. You have to tell your physician what is going on, and if you ever feel dismissed or brushed off or not listened to, you need to pursue that. Find another provider, and really truly listen to your body and have that open dialogue with your provider.
We're lucky here in Central Ohio. We have a lot of really, really good health facilities. Talk about some of the resources we have here. Oh,
we have an amazing medical community that really rallies behind cardiovascular health and well-being. We have they all specialize in women's heart health. So we're very blessed to have the medical community that we do. We have Dr. Hicks here who helped establish our mobile stroke unit. There was a lot of other players that came to the table for that. He's a former board member. And the fact that we have a mobile stroke unit in our community that can go out and treat strokes on site, on scene before they get to the hospital is just phenomenal, because there's plenty of communities that don't.
It saved a friend of mine. Yeah. And it's a blessing. So.
And time is so critical when it comes to a stroke.
Absolutely. So we have the acronym FAST. If you see any of these warning signs, F stands for face. If you've got facial drooping or really drooping or numbness on one side of the body, arm weakness or weakness on one side of the body, if your speech is slurred or disorientated, or I guess I'll say nonsensical or discombobulated, if your speech is off, if you see any of those in yourself or somebody else, the last letter T it's time to call 911. So knowing those warning signs fast and acting fast when you see them.
Could you talk a little bit about volunteer opportunities if someone is interested in volunteering with the Heart Association?
We love volunteers. We need volunteers. We are a national volunteer-driven organization. So yes, you can connect with us at heart.org/Ohio if you're interested in volunteering. And we have everything from fundraising opportunities. If you're like Emily and you're like, I want to step up, I want to make a difference, I want to raise these funds, you can do it through our Women of Impact campaign or Leaders of Impact campaign. You can join the Heart Walk and bring a team of folks out and raise funds for the Heart Walk. We also have plenty of opportunities that don't revolve around raising money. We're going to bring 600 people downtown on the 12th, and we need folks to help register them. We need folks to help put our 600 goodie bags together and out on every seat. You can always join our advocacy network and reach out to your senators and your legislators to advocate for heart-healthy policies. So volunteers are the core and the backbone of our organization. So if you're interested, heart.org/Ohio, and we would love to have you.
Heart.org/Ohio. That's easy to remember. That's a good website.
It is.
Emily, if someone wanted to help you out and donate to your fundraising effort, how do they do that?
They can actually just text HEART, HEART, to 877-937-1039, and it'll bounce back a link with all the information and donations.
Why don't you give that again so if anybody wants that
misses
number?
it. 877-937-1039. They can just text HEART, HEART.
Very good. And
Tried to make it easy.
yeah. And if we'll go ahead and give that number again and everything, the text number coming up before the program's over. So if you want to grab a pen or something, you can write that down. And again, heart.org/Ohio is the website for the American Heart Association. One of the preventative measures you can take is eating correctly. Talk a little bit about some of the tips you can give people on eating well, and you have recipes, and I've seen American Heart Association recipe books.
Yeah, we have cookbooks, we have online recipes, but yes, a balanced, healthy nutrition, a heart-healthy diet is always encouraged, and that's going to be things like definitely, including your fruits and veggies, lean meats, so you're talking, chicken, seafood, lean red meats, low-fat or non-fat dairy options, your whole grains, and all that information is on heart.org. But yeah, and it's tough. It's hard when you're, moving fast and trying to get all that healthy stuff in because it takes a little bit of time. But
yeah, I'm still doing penance from the holidays.
I think we all are a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. You mentioned earlier 8 things that people should be thinking about. You went over some of those. Give us those again, the 8 preventative measures you can take.
Sure. So I'm going to have to count here and make sure I hit them all. So knowing your blood pressure. So make sure you can get that screened and know it and manage it and control it if it is elevated. So you've got blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar, maintaining a healthy weight, move more, sleep. Sleep, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I'm trying to think of what the other 2 are. What am I missing? Healthy weight, move more, sleep. We got our 4 key numbers that we need to know. Definitely don't use tobacco. So
And was alcohol one of them too?
I mean, I said that you should definitely limit
Yeah.
alcohol consumption, but I know it's not one of our life's essential 8. You put me to the test. I'm missing one.
Well, the Essential 8, of course, is on the website.
Absolutely. Heart.org/life's essential 8. And we actually have an online heart checkup or heart score you can take. So it's heart.org/mylifecheck. And when you're all done, it'll give you a heart score, a health score, and it'll give you tips based on your feedback and areas you might be interested in changing and adjusting and tweaking, and help you improve that heart score.
And let's talk a little bit about what's going on next Thursday, the luncheon, and is there still time for people to get involved in that?
Absolutely, and that's a different website. That's heart.org/Columbus Go Red. You can find information there for your ticket, registration and information. We've got a few seats left, but it is, don't tell the Heart Walk and Heart Ball team, but it's my favorite event. It's my favorite event of the year, every year. We bring the community together. Everybody is dressed in red in some way, shape, or form, from a red tie on guys to maybe a red pin to red socks to red dresses to you name it. But it's awesome. It's a sea of red that fills the ballroom. We have Heart Healthy networking booths where you can maybe get your blood pressure checked, learn hands-only CPR, have a healthy snack. We've got a super fun selfie station. We've got an awesome personality auction this year where we've had different donors
I love that so much.
Oh, I love it.
I thought about that for my fundraiser, actually.
Yeah, it's so fun. But each purse, or sometimes it's a
Yeah.
workout bag, each
Yeah.
bag is filled with stuff that reflects the personality of whoever it is that donated it or their passions. I'm pretty sure we've got tickets to one of the Victoria's Secrets show in one. We've got some jewelry in one. So we've got some really cool packages being auctioned off this year. But we've got like hour and a half of all of this fun stuff before the luncheon actually kicks off. And then from noon to 1, we do a luncheon program. We're sharing 3 local survivor stories this year, and we're going to kind of tie that to some of the, because we could stay here until this time tomorrow and talk about all the programs and things we're doing. But we're going to tie some of our community impact work and ways we're making a difference to help save more lives and improve the health right here across our Central Ohio footprint to those stories that we're going to share. And then we'll wrap. We'll kick it. We'll keep our expo area open for an extra 30 minutes in case folks didn't get a chance to get in the door early and get their blood pressure checked or learn CPR or do all the things. I think they're making really cool drawings and paintings that you can take home with you. You can stop by that booth. So there's just so much fun stuff, and the stories are my favorite part of that day. Mm-hmm.
And if I know Emily, you already have an outfit.
I
picked
do.
out.
Are you
How did
wearing
I knew
your
it.
red tulle skirt?
I got a smaller tulle skirt, but I am wearing a tulle skirt because that one I'm worried I'm going to trip in. I had a big puffy red tulle skirt, but yes, I have it picked out. I can still twirl. That's what matters.
Our guests on the program today are the communication director from the American Heart Association of Central Ohio, Breanne Ballard, and from North American Broadcasting here are one of the morning personalities on Maverick 103.9, Emily Taylor, who is also involved in raising money for the Go Red for Women campaign. When you talk about raising money for the Heart Association, a lot of that money goes into research, and that research, I guess the benefits from that are a lot of advancements when it comes to treating heart disease.
Sure. The Heart Association really funds we're the largest funder of cardiovascular research outside the national government. And one area we really, really focus on is that very basic clinical research. And what we're doing is we are giving researchers truly a start. Like, we are fueling and jump-starting the trajectory of the career of many, many, many researchers, really starting the research field with those early investigators. So that's super critical. And then we're also doing really cool things where we're funding these huge, massive projects that might bring on one topic 5 institutions from across the country to collaborate on multiple different parts and pieces of like a puzzle of one topic, if you will. And that will comprise of everything from basic research to clinical trials to population, and they put it all together, and it really is accelerating what we're able to do with research. So it's truly amazing. Our research has led to things like open heart surgery, the drug-encoded stents, bypass. There's just pacemakers, defibrillators. Our research has touched all of those things and more.
Now, I would imagine some of that research is being done at Ohio State.
Absolutely. We've got about, I want to say right now, where it changes every 6 months or so. I think we're right about $19 million or more. We're funding projects, at Nationwide Children's Hospital, at the Ohio State University. And there's a lot of other great research going on too here at some of the other health organizations that might not even be funded by us. And we bring them all to our research reception every year because it all plays a role and is so super important.
You touched a little bit on some of the other activities you have during the year, some of the fundraisers and fun activities that are going on. What are some of those other things that we'll see later in the year?
Sure. So coming up at the end of April, we have what's called our STEM Goes Red program. And that's where we bring in middle school aged girls for a hands-on day of learning. And we bring in women and mentors from the STEM field who provide activities and breakout sessions, and we usually do like a panel Q&A with them to really expose these young girls to the field of STEM, because women are so underrepresented in those fields. And I think everybody's favorite is always the pig heart dissection. Everybody loves, but they get to dissect pig hearts.
I remember that.
Yeah. But they love it. And Ohio State, I think, brought in one time like virtual reality surgery. So they got to wear the virtual reality and like move like they were going through doing it was pretty cool. They do all kinds of fun stuff at that event, but that's coming up in April. And then in May we have our Heart Ball, which is really a celebration of our mission in our community all year round. And we focus on what we call our 4 chambers. If you think of the heart, we've got 4 chambers of the heart. We focus on our 4 chambers of work: advocacy, knowledge, discovery. We really focus on all of that and show how we're making an impact and honor some survivors. And then we have the Heart Walk, which I know Emily comes out to every year. The Heart Walk. The Heart Walk, anyone and everyone, even your dog can join you, your kids. We've got Kids Zone. We've got a doggy den tent. And I think we saw about 15,000 people down there last year, and that's in August every year down at McPherson Commons. And it's just an awesome day. There's no registration fee. We ask, if you can, to fundraise and make a donation or get people to donate to you. But it is just a super fun day, and it's a quick, 3-mile walk, 1-mile survivor mile route. It's a quick walk, fun day.
Yeah, it's fun. It's before the heat usually.
Yes.
Because it's in August. But what always gets me is the survivor lanes at the finish line. The little kids going, that always gets me. I might start crying again. But, just seeing all the survivors and stuff that have made it through and are proud to support.
So I would say the survivor finish is our teams, and it's for me right up there. It's my favorite part of an event. I know I said Go Red Luncheon was my favorite event, but the survivor shoot and the finish at Heart Walk, we have this special balloon arched chute that's just for survivors, and our team and our volunteers line, and we've got like noise clappers and bangers. We've usually got a DJ or a marching band, and we are just cheering these survivors on one after another. And we see them from as little as in infant carriers to 90 years old crossing that finish line and everything in between. And it is, everybody cries and laughs and smiles, and it's so inspirational.
Well, I had about 1 million more questions, but we're almost out of time. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. Emily, if someone wants to help out and give to your fundraising effort for the Heart Association, tell us how we do that.
Yes, you can just text HEART, H-E-A-R-T, to 877-937-1039. And it's HEART, H-E-A-R-T, to 877-937-1039. And
Breanne, the website address again for all things Heart Association.
Absolutely. All things Heart Association is heart.org. If you're looking for Ohio specific, it's heart.org/Ohio. And I really encourage you to find our Ohio pages on social media, which is American Heart Ohio. We just put some really cool, fun stuff out there. So.
And give us the website address, too, if you're interested in the luncheon for Go Red for Women on Thursday.
Sure. It's heart.org/Columbus Go Red.
Our guests on the program today have been Breanne Ballard, Communications Director for the American Heart Association of Central Ohio, and from North American Broadcasting, our company, our friend Emily Taylor from Maverick 103.9. And Emily, we're proud of you. Thanks so much for everything you're doing. And
excited.
Breanne,
so thankful and appreciative. So excited to see it all.
Me too.
Over the next 9 weeks. So thank you.
Thank you.
We're so glad that you joined us today on Columbus Concerns, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to Columbus Concerns, a public affairs presentation of North American Broadcasting. You can send questions or comments about today's show to Columbus Concerns in care of this station, 1458 Dublin Road, Columbus 43215. Or email us at columbusconcerns@napcomedia.com.
Food. Our survival relies on it. Yet every day in Central Ohio, nearly 1 million pounds of it enters the landfill. That's a lot of food, natural resources, and money being wasted. The meals on our plates require a lot of energy, water, and land to grow, harvest, and prepare. And we rely on a healthy planet to provide that. When we choose to throw food away, we're choosing to discard all the resources that were invested along the way, not to mention the money that's being tossed out. But together, we can make choices that make a difference in our community and protect our environment. In fact, there are a lot of small changes that we can each make to reduce our waste, like saving our leftovers, properly storing our food, and composting. Learn more about what you can do to reduce your food waste at home, at work, at school, and in your community at SaveMoreThanFood.org, a program of SWACO.
By your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.